Join me as we talk all things true crime.
Made contact and shattered.
The missing 4-year-old. The parents have called in and advised that the mother has went through a wall, came out, now they can't find her.
Chad, where are Lori's kids? They've been missing for 4 months. You have nothing to say?
4 were stabbed multiple times and were likely asleep during the attack. Some had defensive wounds.
Most of them had just like one that was the lethal stab wound.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave. Once I told a lie, and I told my family, I had to keep lying.
Procurement is a demon.
We haven't cleared anybody.
Hey everybody, thank you for being here for another ATS News live stream. Good to see you guys. Hey Johnny, here's some tea for everybody in chat. We are doing another deep dive into the Watts case. This is basically just deep dives that you guys have asked me to keep doing. So we've been doing it on Sundays. So thanks for joining us, guys. And we've got some stuff to get into. So I'm just going to get right into it because I have some stuff to read. And then I touched up some of that audio again in the Mistress's NK's FBI interview. And the more I listen to the interview and the more I edit out all the noise and the static and the hidden microphone that the FBI agent was using, we've always just been under the assumption that however it was recorded, for some reason, it caught all this scratchiness and static and background noise. And you can hear her dog and her dog's leash like hitting something metal. Like, I don't know. I'm assuming that they were maybe sitting at a picnic table. I've just tried my best to clean up this audio because I think that this is one of the most important interviews in the entire case. More important, maybe even than Shanann's father's interview, which came pretty close to being tied with this one. Just a lot of important details and statements that she made in the very beginning that she later changed her statements on or backtracked on, try to explain it further, etc. So this interview, I'm just thinking more and more that they added that noise because every single time they get to a topic that is, very like the questioning is very like pivotal to everything, this static just gets put on their conversation and you can barely make out what they're saying. I'm going to share my screen and pull up. I think we'll go through the transcript first. So again, I am sourcing a transcript that was typed out from another content creator who covered this case in the early years of it. If I can find it on my screen. Here we go. And this has all been typed out through careful listening. If you guys have headphones, I recommend you put them in for when we play the audio part of this interview. It's very tedious and very time consuming to edit the static and the background noise, her dog. Even if the officers are clearing their throat and stuff, I tried to edit out, but it's just the best I could do. We can't, unfortunately, use the closed captioning when this interview of hers is being played because the way that YouTube translates it isn't accurate. In fact, it doesn't make sense at all. And it's good to see everybody. I see you guys joining. I'm just going to carry on and get to reading and all this. So I'll read through the transcript and then I will play the audio. Yeah, hit the like while you're on your way in if you don't mind. It really helps out the algorithm and the channel. It's a free way to support the channel as well, even for those on replay. I know a lot of my views come from the replay viewers, so I really appreciate you guys. Just don't forget to hit the like button. So, like I said, it's very time consuming to edit this. It's a little over an hour-long interview, so I've decided to do it in parts. So last week we did around 5 minutes of the audio. I have a video already in video form, not a live stream, that has touched up on this audio as well. It came out in May, and you can find it right on my homepage in the Watts case playlist. So it's called Chriswatts, Master of Deception, I think, in case you need a title to look up. But yeah, like I said, this is very, very important, this interview. So we are going to try our best to listen through this botched audio, and purposely botched or not on purpose. I'll let you guys decide. But everything that's come out in this case has just been absolutely shady as is. So I just don't even know what to think. And when you think about it, FBI has really distanced themselves from any interviews and statements made on this case since it closed. So, we've never seen FBI agent Coder go out on any of these mainstream media's interviews and Lifetime shows and all those documentaries that they've done. We've only seen CBI go out there. And I don't even think there's been a Frederick police officer that's done an interview. It's only been CBI in all these like docuseries and documentaries that have come out in this case. FBI, when I put my Freedom of Information Act, hey, Adrienne, through to get information on this case, and they pretty much denied the request, saying that there were parties that were being protected, that they couldn't release more information than that was already out there. The FBI just want nothing to do with this case, in my opinion. All right. So the interview, again, this is an hour in, and that's where we're going to start today. And then once we read through, hey, Allison and everyone joining, once we read through some of this transcript, like I said, I touched up around 5-6 minutes of this audio that will coincide with what we're reading and be the same thing, but you'll just hear it. And again, it is edited and touched up, but it's still not the best quality. But this interview is the best interview we have against Nicole Kessinger, in my opinion. Everything after this, she really tries to cover her tracks with lies that she told specifically in this interview. And now I'm going to show you some of them tonight. So it says NK, and then it'll say detective. There's 2 detectives right now. And in fact, you can hear the difference in voices when you listen. So it's Mark and then another guy who's there. They said his name in our last episode, but now I forget. So anytime it says detective, it's actually special agent, Mark, FBI, whatever. So we're going to start with the agent speaking. We'll see as time goes on. But that is it for now. And again, we'll reach back out to you if need be. One thing, actually, I did want to ask you about the phone again. The text messages between you and him, you deleted those? Yeah, that was yesterday. Like, as soon as I found out he wasn't honest with me, like, we talked a couple more times after that, and it was just like, I want you to contact me. I don't want you to contact me. And I just kind of wiped them out. Special agent, if that's something that became necessary for us to try to retrieve, is that something that would be okay with you? NK, I'm sure we could work on my phone records, but I use that phone for work. So I'd appreciate it if I could like keep this. Is there another way for you guys to go about getting that? Like, special agent, yeah. NK, like through the phone companies? Special agent, so there's special software. So this is the other guy. So the Mark stops talking and this other special agent chimes in. So there's special software we can plug your phone into. And even if it's deleted, we can retrieve that contract and content rather. And then we return it back. You have to come back. And that's, of course, actually NK, you're not going to like take it from me though, right? Because I need it for work. Special agent, no, we don't need to like take your phone and then you don't get it back. I mean, there is a process about getting information from the phone, but we have people that do that, and it wouldn't be a big intrusion. Just think about this too, right? Because if you think that afterwards, after this interview's done, like, hey, what that text message that he wrote, that was a little strange, then maybe we can, do that. So for now, I don't know that it's necessarily, but if it becomes necessary, we may come back to you and say, hey, can we take a look at your phone? We'd like to retrieve those text messages. And again, it may not even be the content. It may just be the time and locations, right? So, NK, well, I mean, as long as you guys would give it back, I mean, that's the only thing. I need it for work. I don't even pay for it. Anadarko does. So I can't really just like not have it. That would be a problem. Special agent. So did he have a work phone and a personal phone? NK, yes. You have the numbers for both? NK. I mean, I could look up his work phone on like my directory thing. Special agent. Did he contact you on both? NK. The first couple of times that we talked for a few days, it was on his work phone. But then it shifted over to his personal phone. Cause I was like, I don't want any personal conversations on the work phone because we're pretty separated at work. And I'm trying to keep it that way at work. I don't think anybody at work even knows that we've like talked. Like we're not affiliated with each other. Special agent. Yeah, if we could get both numbers, that'd be great. NK moans. So just we can make sure that we have them. I don't know how to do that. I think there's like a directory in here somewhere on my theme. NK's dad chimes in. What did you do? Smash it? What the? It's one of those broken screensavers? NK. A lot of people annoyed with that actually. No, that's not his, that's mine. All I did was connect his contact. I don't know what it is. So pretty much her and her dad are just talking to each other during this little like random conversation, and they're looking through her phone, acting like they're trying to find Chris's contact information. So that's why it's this like weird combo between them. Yeah, NK's dad. Yeah, contact, call, and there's some crosstalk. NK, forget it. Special agent. Okay, you have his personal cell phone? NK. Yeah, that's what's saved in my phone. I don't have his work phone saved in my phone. I was hoping that I could like look up on my work directory because it's like linked to my email, I think, but I don't. Special agent. Well, that's okay. Actually, can we get that from you? Just his personal number? I'm sure we have it already, but can you just give that and then the work phone? We'll get that from his work. NK, ready? 910-3091-702. That's the number we talk on. Special agent. And then one more question. As far as, because I know you aren't doing the social media thing, but if you have an email address that you guys will keep in contact, no? None at all? I think we had like, okay, I think we had like one email, but it wasn't like us talking. It was like I was trying to help him with the equipment that I operate, and they use it in the field, like a gas monitor thing. So just that was like a big talk. Like pretty much everything that we've had has been like on his personal phone. Like I said, I really like, there's like one email. I don't even remember exactly what happened that I needed to. Something was wrong with the gas monitors. So I think he came in to talk to me about that. And then I think we do talk a few times on his work phone. And then it was like, because at that point it was still like professional, but I kind of knew what it was like getting to that point where it was going to be a personal thing. And I just was like, we shouldn't be doing this. That's not fair to me. And this is like my work phone and my home phone, but it's mine, right? So I only need one. Yeah. So, I mean, any correspondence that would be on like that phone, special agent. And okay. And actually, I don't know if I've asked in the beginning because I don't, would it, w- could you guys hear any of that? Oh my God. All right. Sorry, guys. I literally did not realize that was muted the whole time. Can you guys hear me now? Oh my gosh. Guys, I just did the best impersonation of NK reading that transcript. Like it deserved an Oscar and it was muted. Oh gosh. Now I have to read through her stuff. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. So let me line up where it was. Okay. So like I said, you did hear most of it? Okay, good. I was like, hi, looking beyond. Okay, what was the last part you heard? Okay, you heard up to the emails. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of it. So she tries to say that they've only emailed one time and that their work email consists of them talking about the gas monitors. And pretty much she ends this whole, so this part here that I've highlighted, did you guys hear that? Because that's what they're talking about with the emails. So she says that they only emailed one time. First, she says no. And the special agent here, you can see him saying, no, not at all. And remember, this is day 3. Yes, talking like a valley girl, my bad. Okay, yeah. So this is day 3. They already have her work emails. So when special agent is talking to her about their correspondence and he's saying, we know you don't have the social media thing because she's already denied having that. But do you have, an email between you? Can I get that? And she's like, no. And he's like, no. So she tries to lie at first. So on day 3, she tells them that she doesn't have an email with him. They already know about their work emails together. And then once he kind of presses it and he's like, no, she's like, we had, like maybe one email and it was just about the gas monitors. So I actually have her emails right here and I will read them to you and you tell me what you think. So this goes out from NK. And oddly enough, all these little screenshots of the emails have the date except for the first one. So I don't know, maybe someone else's copy has it. But you know what I also found interesting too, reading through this transcript and her listening to it, is when he's talking about like their emails with each other. And she's like, I think we talked a few times on his work phone. Says something about how they're just like not affiliated with each other at work. And it's like, then how did you guys just meet if it's at work? It just makes, to me, it makes no sense. And like she says, and I don't even think anyone at work knows that they were talking. Come to find out, we find out through his interview that Anthony Brown did know about it. And he's like, yeah, I think Chris is dating this girl who works in the office. And I saw them standing closely together in April, right when she started. Yeah, they totally hooked up before they worked there. Because the other thing, too, that I think that about Jay is here, this whole little section that we're reading through, she's talking about how they did all their corresponding through his work phone, his personal phone. Why? According to her statements, that he's still married, but he's getting separated. Why would you've also told him, and we know from his phone extraction and evidence, that he should get a secret calculator app so that you guys could talk in there and put your pictures and stuff in there so nobody can find it. If you're the other woman, because again, her Google searches, will a man leave his wife for a mistress? You're the mistress. So why are you deciding? I do too, Allison. Totally. Why are you deciding that you're just going to talk on his personal phone? Like, you would think that they would keep their conversations and everything like that on the work phone, in my opinion. Interesting, Jay. I think it was the gym, but everyone has their own theories, because other people think that they met at fireworks. Other people think that they met at that obstacle course type thing that was sponsored near the hospital Shanann worked at. I don't know. That's something that could have been ironed out with a trial, because they would have gone back further than they did, than the records that they chose to. Hey, Holly. But yeah, I just find it interesting that she pretty much says that they decided to start talking on the personal phone because I don't know. I just really think it's odd that she didn't want anything found on their work phones. And to me, that kind of points towards my theory of the explosion plan, and that they didn't want anything on their work phones linking them together, because she worked in health and safety. So if they were talking together and all this stuff, and this leak, it's all about the leak, guys. So anyways, back to the emails. Because remember, in these statements, she's told the FBI that they didn't have any emails together. And then when he presses her, she's like, oh, well, we might have talked about gas monitors. So let's read the emails, because she's a liar and we have to fact check her. And I'm not just going to come on here and be like, she's a liar and not tell you guys why. So, gentlemen, I spoke with my gas monitor vendor regarding your app access. Our account has been reset. Please continue to use the same credentials you were provided upon receiving your unit. Let me know if you continue to have issues or require anything further. Best regards, Nicole Kessinger, HSE representative, Anadarko Petroleum Corporation. And then it has her numbers. And then the next email that we have between Nicole Kessinger and Chris. So yes, that email absolutely talked about the gas monitors. 100%. This email, June 5th. Now, at this point, she's been seen by coworkers flirty and close with Chris. So people at work know that something's going on at this point. Keep that in mind. This work email, hang on. From Chriswatts, June 5th, 12:28 a.m. to Kessinger. Thanks, Nikki. Have a great rest of your day. Chriswatts. From Nikki Kessinger, June 12th. Chris, thank you for being honest with me this morning. Truthfulness is so underrated in our culture. Saludos cordiales, Nikki. To Nikki Kessinger. Nikki, I'm a straightforward guy. Lying just complicates things. I think you're absolutely stunning. And from what I've learned about you so far, you seem like an amazing person. I hope to continue to get to know you better since we have a lot in common. Chriswatts. Chris, agreed. It is always nice to find people you can relate to. I enjoyed talking to you as well. I feel understood. I'm looking for someone to build a beautiful life with. Seems so simple, but is so unrealistic sometimes. Build something similar to what you have done with your wife and those cute little girls. I do believe in karma. So, out of respect for myself and your family, I think it is best we keep it friendship at work. By the way, I keep the conversations we have between us. Best regards, Nicholkessinger. Nikki. Yes, I have beautiful life. It is something that is hard to find in this world, since people always seem to have an agenda to everything. I do believe in karma, so I agree with that as well. Any conversations between us we have will stay between us. No need to worry there. My work number is 720-390-9424. If you need to get a hold of me in the field, sometimes email can be tricky with my spotty service out there. I have an early morning meeting and then I'm doing LOTO for a construction crew on various sites all day. So if I don't see you tomorrow, I hope you have an amazing day. Chriswatts. So, to me, in my opinion, back to reality, those are staged emails. 100%. I think the first one obviously is about the gas monitors, and that's as far as no way, Brooks. I'm never turning my camera on when I do these impersonations. Because when I do the Chris Watts one, I'm like talking out the side of my mouth, like. But no, in my opinion, those are staged emails. Like at first, she did email him about the gas monitors, and that's as far as she wanted the FBI to know about. And then it was she was kind of forced to kind of say, or she realized that they already had her emails. So why don't we ever hear the conversation between law enforcement and Nicholkessinger where they say, yesterday or however many days ago it was, you told FBI agent that you only emailed one time with Chris. But we actually had all your emails already, and it was multiple times. And the thing is, too, is like those emails between them, like it's not bad. Like it's like her basically pushing him away when we know that she's the one that pursued him in her own admission. So that's another reason why I just think those are staged. Like she's like, I want someday to have what you guys have, and let's keep it friendship. It's like the types of things that they would send to each other in case something happened down the road, and they're like, whoa, what was going on between those two? And then they go back and they look and they're like, oh, I guess they were just friends. See, it says it in the email that they just wanted to be friends. Okay, I guess they're not together. It's like, it's clear as day, like totally staged setup emails to kind of cover up their tracks. In my opinion, I know Jay agrees and sees what I'm saying. I know when CDT and I looked at this case years ago, like that she also thought that they were staged emails. So I just think I'll never change my mind on that. Moving right along. Speaking of liars. Oh, we're not going to forget about. Look at him here, guys. Remember 2 weeks ago when I showed you guys his Instagram and I was like, holy beep. District Attorney Rourke has aged tremendously in 7 years. Like tremendously. I mean, I just looking at him here, I'm blown away by it. Like, this is 2018 press conference after his sentencing. He was just asked about time of death and all that, and he starts doing that, rocking back and forth. We're 5 minutes in. If you go through and you just kind of use the arrow and look at his body language, like, he was straight as an arrow, stiff as a board up at that podium. Soon as he started getting asked about questions regarding time of death for the victims, and as soon as he got asked anything about the mistress, he starts swaying and looking up, almost like he was trying to remember the script. And we showed last week that NK only came forward on day 3 once she knew that she had to come forward because people at work informed her that everyone knew about them at that point. So he's about to explain that she came forward on her own. It's like, but you leave out the part that it was on day 3, and you leave out the aspect that she already knew that you guys knew about her. Where was she on day 1? Where was she on day 2? On day 3, what time did you guys interview her? Because how much did she plan in the morning beforehand? Why was her father with her at the interview with FBI? He doesn't even know it's FBI. That's the other thing. We're going to go through NK's father's statements too. But yeah, and it was very interesting how he wanted to know, like, who those cops were that were interviewing her. I'm telling you, NK's dad says some interesting stuff.
The girlfriend you referenced in court, can you give us a better idea of her role in the investigation, how forthcoming she was?
The girlfriend that came forward, can you give us an idea of her role in the investigation and how something along the lines of how she helped in the investigation is what the reporter is asking. So again, talk about scripted. You're about to see a script right here. Hi, Roxanne. Yes, something. It's so deep in this case. And you know what? While I'm on it, then I just remembered, every time we talk about looking into the connections with her spiritual advisor and dark friends of NK's, every time I start getting like all these spam calls, and then I start getting spam texts. And I'm telling you guys, this has happened for years for CDT and I. Do you guys ever remember Mary Marlowe? She was a content creator. She was a web sleuth very early on. She was like one of the first ones to kind of look into Leave Jim Alone and Troy and other things. She started getting harassed. She started being harassed by online trolls calling her work, I believe, only when she talks about certain topics. And I'm telling you guys, this is my work. I work from home. So no one can call my work and harass my job and stuff. But I'm telling you guys, exactly, Jay. It's like for other people too. And I only say Mary Marlowe because I know specifically she was looking into like the dark aspects of NK's life. Yeah, they broke her. I believe she lost her job. Exactly, Jay. I 100% agree too. But yeah, I mean, every time, and I'm so afraid to touch on certain things, not because of that, because I don't care. Like, you can call me from spam numbers and emails and all that. Like, it doesn't bother me. I just don't want YouTube to censor what we're talking about, which they will. So I don't know. I don't know if he ever talks about her spiritual advisor or her dark friends, like in that aspect. Like, it's one thing to go over the interviews, but as soon as we start talking about, I can't even say it, because I think pretty much what Jay is talking about in chat, I think that is something that they try to limit our chat on. We might have to do members only for certain live streams, basically, because I don't know. It might help keep the trolls out. I don't know. We'll see. But yes, I agree with you, Jay. Like, the more I get harassed when I talk about certain things, the more I realize how right I probably am, which is scary. Okay. But yeah, so he was just asked about the mistress, and he's about to give you the BS. Like, she came forward by herself. No, you're leaving out on day 3 after she knew that she was found out.
She originally came forward and spoke to investigators on her own volition. Prior to the time, unfortunately, that she came in and spoke with investigators, she had deleted all of the information off of her phone that had any connection between her and Chriswatts. That hampered the investigation. That hampered our ability to get that electronic digital connection between the two. She was interviewed on multiple occasions. I believe that for the most part, she was forthcoming in the course of the
I'm sorry. This is a quadruple homicide, sir. The one that you just gave a guy a plea deal over. Killed his pregnant wife and you're telling everybody this, and put them in oil tanks, the children. And you want to come and tell the public that the mistress who's involved, for the most part, you believe that she was forthcoming. And again, he's just a district attorney. He's not the FBI. He hasn't been trained to decipher, to know if somebody's being like most 100% forthcoming in an investigation. No. He's not to be trusted. DA is not to be trusted in this case. Colorado is not to be, law enforcement is not to be trusted in this. I hate to say it. In this case, the mistress, Chriswatts, every single one of them have lied to us, and we have proven that they have lied. So another word for hinder, why don't you just say what it is? Because it's right on Webster's dictionary, impeded. And when somebody impedes on an investigation, isn't there a charge for that?
those investigations. We don't have any reason to believe that she had any prior knowledge or involvement in the death of Shanann, Bella, Celeste, and Nico. I think that's the best way I can answer that. Yes, sir.
We do not believe that she had any prior knowledge. How could you be so sure when you didn't get everything from her? The investigation wasn't done. So let's listen to that again. He's just
all of the information off of her phone that had any connection between her and Chriswatts. That hampered the investigation. That hampered our ability to get that electronic digital connection between the two. Prior to the time, unfortunately, that she came in and spoke with investigators, she had deleted all of the information off of her phone that had any connection between her and Chriswatts. That hampered the investigation. That hampered our ability to get that electronic digital connection between the two.
And since when, in 2018, can you not get a connection in the context between two people in a quadruple? That's the thing, is like, if I was a family involved in this, that's a whole other thing that I just can't wrap my head around. But if somebody's trying to tell the public, let alone a family member of mine, that there was nothing you could do in 2018 to get the phone extraction between those two people after it's been deleted. For one, Chris says he never deleted it. We have not ever seen Chris's full Celebrate report extraction, phone extraction. We don't even know what's on Chris's phone. People act like, oh yeah, you do. You see parts of it in the discovery. You literally see bits and pieces that they've decided that you will be allowed to see in this case. As far as the totality of his phone, I don't know. there likely probably was burner phones. But the thing is, even without the theory of burner phones, the information that we have is enough to get enough information on them. Like, for who cares if they had burner phones? The phones that they have right now, like, you guys could be getting stuff from. She destroys her SIM card. That's the other thing too. So in this transcript that we just read through and that we're going to listen to, again, this audio is fuzzy. And I'm telling you, the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking, because like, what FBI agents are going to sit down on day 3 with the mistress in a quadruple homicide case when it took 3 days for the mistress to come forward? And they knew her criminal record before they sat down with her at that park, because anybody could have looked it up. We looked it up right after it. Yes, the ping. The ping alone is on information that we don't even need a burner phone for. It's like, what the heck's this? This is the information that we actually have access to. And I'm like, what the heck? And she did a better job at getting rid of things, her SIM card, than Higgins. Oi. It's just like, she doesn't want to hand over her phone in this transcript. And then we find out when she is like told that she has to hand over her phone. Remember, that's after they find the bodies. Like, before they find the bodies is when they're doing that interview with her. And they're just like, well, I mean, we might need to get stuff from it, but we're going to give it back. Well, Anadarko pays for that. Honey, Anadarko's been fully cooperating with us. This is what I wish they said. And they're not going to care if we, they'll have no problem handing it over. And that's the thing too. It's like her acting like she couldn't hand this phone over because Anadarko pays for it and because it's hers. And, you just got done saying that you want to help them. Take my phone. I'm sorry I deleted stuff on it. Like, I was angry at him. He lied to me, which is what she's trying to say. After she found out he lied, she deleted things. Also, I don't want to get you guys to see like nude photos of us, so I deleted it. But then hand it over. She not only deleted things, she didn't even want to hand over her phone. These are things that they do not tell you guys in the mainstream media or in, I'll call documentaries on Lifetime and Oxygen, like they've done on this case, mainstream media, because it is. They've never told you guys that she came forward on her own on day 3 after she knew they already knew about her and that she deleted her texts. And then she, didn't want to hand over her phone, even though she had already deleted her texts, because it was a work phone. She just needed it. And then when the bodies are found and she is told that she has to hand over her phone, she actually decides, oh, I'm going to actually break my SIM card. And then I'm going to have to go to the Verizon store and get a new one. And then I can come in and then I can hand over my phone. What? And then everything like I just said, this district attorney knew about, and still comes out in this press release, this presser after sentencing, and says, for the most part, I believe she was forthcoming. I'm sorry. If my siblings' death had somebody else, like an outlier, like NK, tied into the whole storyline, and you're saying in 2018 that you're telling the public and everybody that mind you, the family was there for this. So he is saying this to Shanann's family as well. Oh, she deleted things. There was nothing we could do. Unfortunately, she deleted things. Stop. It's 2018. And we just heard the FBI say in that interview that there's things that they can do, even though stuff is deleted, to extract it. And the thing is, FBI puts out that interview after all the plea deal is signed and everything. 100% think that they added in all this static and background noise where we can't hear what's being talked about. That's my opinion. I really think that this interview with her is so damning. She just lies straight to their faces and then tries to act like, I just want, it's that woman and those babies. What? That woman?
Prior to the time, unfortunately, that she came in and spoke with investigators, she had deleted all of the information off of her phone that had any connection between her and Chriswatts. That hampered the investigation. That hampered our ability to get that electronic digital connection between the two.
Stop. 2018, you're telling the public that there was nothing that they could do. It's unfortunate, but there's nothing we could do. Stop it. All right. So again, this audio has been cleaned up. It's still terrible. I'm telling you guys, like, it's the best I could do because some of the parts that I wanted to take out, she's actually talking, or the FBI agent is talking. So if I take it out, you won't even be able to try and hear what's being said. That's why I kind of read through the transcript first and kind of talk about it, and then I'll play you guys this audio. Another reason why I do think it's important to play this audio, even though it's not the best, is because you might hear something, or you might want to elaborate on a thought down in the comment section. So if you hear something interesting, comment down below. In fact, what was it last week? Somebody said something super interesting, and it was about something NK said in our last interview that we did. I'll try and find it while I'm playing this.
We'll see as as time goes on. But that's it for now. And again, we'll reach back out to you if need be. One thing actually I did want to add on again. The text messages between you and those.
Yeah, that was yesterday. As soon as I found out, and he was honest with me. Like, we talked a couple more times after that, and it was just like, I don't want you to contact me, and I blocked him out.
If that's something that became necessary for us to try to retrieve, is that something that would be okay with you?
I'm sure we could work on my phone records, but I use that phone for work, so I'd appreciate it if I could, keep this. Is there another way for you guys to go about doing that? Through the phone company or something?
So there's special software we can plug your phone into, and even if it's deleted, we can still retrieve the content, rather. And then just preserve that and give the phone back. That's the course of action.
So you're not going to, take it from me, though, right? Because I just need it for work.
Yeah, no, we don't need to take your phone and then you don't get it back. I mean, there is a process about getting the information from the phone, but we have people who do that.
Understood.
And it wouldn't be a big intrusion, but it just, and you think about this too, right? Because if you think after this interview's done, you think, okay, you know what, that text message that he wrote, that was a little strange. Then maybe we would But for now, I don't know that it's necessary. But if it becomes necessary, we may come back to you and say, hey, can you just take a look at your phone? And try to retrieve those text messages. And again, it may not even be the content; it may just be the time and location. Right. So.
Well, and I mean, as long as you guys will give it back, I mean, that's my thing. I just need it for work. I don't even pay for it in a dark place, so I can't really just not have that would be a problem.
Did you have a work phone and a personal phone?
Yeah.
Do you have numbers for both?
I mean, I could look up his work phone number on my directory thing for.
Did he contact you on both?
The first couple times that we talked for a few days, it was on his work phone, but then it shifted to his personal phone. So I was like, I don't want any personal phones on the work phone because we're pretty separated at work, and I'm trying to keep it that way at work. Right. I don't think anybody at work even knows that we talk. We're not affiliated with each other.
Okay. Yeah, if we could get both numbers, that'd be great. Just to make sure that we have them.
I don't know how to do that on here. I think there's a directory in here somewhere on my theme.
How do you smash it? One of those broken screensavers.
We're gonna know how to do that.
Please put a contact and you dial the phone.
Oh, for the thing.
I hear the whole travel.
Yeah.
And, shit.
No, that's his. That's mine. all it did was connect his contact. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I'm sure you could get it.
You have his personal cell phone.
Yes, that's what's saved in my phone. I don't have his work phone saved in my phone. I was hoping that I could look it up on my work directory because it's like linked to my email, I think, but
well, that's it. We're gonna actually can we get that from just his personal number? I'm sure we have it already, but can we just get that? Yeah, and then the work phone, we'll get that from work. We can get that.
Yeah.
910-309-1702.
Okay.
That's the number that we have.
Okay.
And then one more question as far as, because I know you were doing the social media thing, but did you have an email address that you guys were in contact? No email?
I think we had like one email, but it wasn't like us talking. It was like I was trying to help the one that I operate, and they use the field. It's like a gas monitor kind of thing. So just that was like a quick talk. But pretty much everything that we've had has been like on his personal. Like I said, it's like one email. I don't even remember exactly what I have to do with the gas monitor. Something was wrong with the gas monitors. So I think he came to me about that, and then I think we talked a few times on his work phone, and then it was like, you know, because at that point it was still professional, but I kind of knew that it was like getting to the point where it was going to be a personal thing. It's like we should be the phone. So that's not fair to me. And this is like my work phone and my home phone, but it's mine. Right? So I only have one. Yeah. So I mean, any correspondence that would be of like that phone number that is.
Okay. Fair enough. And actually, I don't know what I asked in the beginning, because your full name? I know it's Nikki, but
wow.
Is it Kessinger? Well, we came right down once you called. Kessinger?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nichol?
Yes.
Yeah. And then you did what?
Well, I put in today.
That's it. Can you think of anything else?
I think I just gave you guys everything that was on my mind. So.
All right. So again, I wanted this picture, which is a letter that Chris wrote to her as sort of the visual, because again, I go back to saying, and I would still stand by it, they were seeing each other longer than 6 weeks. I mean, just look at this letter. Nikki, wow, where do I even start? The first day I saw you, you took my breath away. The first day I had the guts to talk to you, I got lost in those stunning green eyes. The first day we hung out in the park together, I knew I was addicted. The first time we kissed, I knew I had met the most amazing, unique, and electric woman ever. We have a lot of firsts together, Nikki, and I want to keep having them with you. All night till the sun comes back. I want to love, I want to love, I want to love you like that. Love, Chris. That's not from someone who just met someone 6 weeks prior. I mean, he is a dork, so it's possible. Don't get me wrong. Like, yes, is it possible for a guy to write a girl this love letter in 6 weeks? Yes, absolutely. But I don't know. There's so much that points to this being much longer than 6 weeks. Just looking at my notes while we were kind of talking. So she says over and over that she needs that phone for work, and she's, you know, unable. Not only did she delete the messages, but she just can't hand that phone over. You know, Anadarko pays for it, as if Anadarko really needs her at the office right now. Like, honey, there were dead bodies found on their facilitated, it wasn't their property because that belongs to the rancher of Servi, but yes, in their oil tanks. So if they find out that their health inspector person can't have their work phone because they're tied to an FBI investigation, like, I think it's going to be okay. In fact, you called into work you left work early on Tuesday, and you're meeting with FBI on Wednesday because you called into work. So I don't think that like they're dying without you in the office. They don't need you to have your work phone. Like, I don't understand that. Yeah, Dweeb is being kind. I personally, I don't know. I don't trust Agent Tammy, even if I would have loved to have seen her interview her, because I don't know. I would have liked to see Graham Coder interview NK, and not as the good cop, as his like bad cop mode. So anyways, the other thing that also didn't make sense to me is like when she's trying to say that she only texted him on his personal phone, because she's like, well, I noticed that things were going to be getting more personal, so I didn't want to mix that with like our work stuff, so I decided that we were just going to talk on his personal phone because things were getting more personal. It's like, you don't want to talk to him on your work phones because things were getting more personal. How about you just don't get personal with somebody that you're working with? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, her and Rourke and Detective Baumhover, they all did like damage control after this case ended and was like, oh, let's push our narrative. I'll go on Lifetime. I'll go on Oxygen and tell everybody that we didn't know where the bodies were until Chris told us. It's a lie. We've proven to you guys numerous times that they lied with that narrative. So don't even believe it when Tammy says, without Chris, you literally said in your discovery files, bodies that were previously located. That's for another live stream. But everything that they've told you guys in these documentaries about this case is just not true. Here's another one that I love too, because I can use it for Rourke. When I saw his news interview and his body language, I knew he was lying. Okay, yes, Chris did lie in that porch interview, but you know who lied in the presser? The district attorney. The date on the card is July 30th. It's like right before he leaves to go to North Carolina. But I'm not fully convinced I believe the dates. I believe Chris wrote these because they do match his handwriting in his letters to Cato and his signatures and stuff on his legal documents. But I don't know if I trust the dates on every single one of these. I think that she could have dated them. Specifically the one that looks like a Valentine's Day card, which isn't on screen. Because if it was a Valentine's Day card, well, that would mean that this was longer than 6 weeks. But that Valentine's Day card has a different date on it. So I don't trust the dates, personally. I do believe that Chris wrote them, though. All right. Trying to think if there's anything else. Pretty much that was it, guys. I wanted to show you guys. She lied about how many work emails they had between them. She lied about, first she tried to say that there were no emails. And then he's like, none? No emails? They already knew about them. Then she tries to say that it was just about the gas monitors. No, there was other stuff. Rourke tries to act like she came forward. She didn't come forward till she had to. She deleted her stuff before she did so. And this is before she got rid of her SIM card. So she has deleted things at this moment that they know about. But FBI is under the impression like, oh, that's okay. We can get that back. Like, you can give us your phone, we'll give it back to you. But like, we're going to be able to get all that deleted stuff off it. So then she's going to go and like break her SIM card in hopes that like whatever that extraction could mean, that they won't be able to do it. It's just ridiculous. So she for sure impeded the investigation. If a mistress impedes on an investigation, a murder case, that's problems. If the district attorney is coming forward saying, we believe for the most part she was forthcoming, for the most part, no. That's not good enough. No. There's something else too in regards to her phone. Basically, you guys heard her. She did not hand over that phone on that day. She did not want to hand over that phone. She came up with a million reasons why she needed it. It's hers. It's her work phone. Anna Darko pays for it. Yada, yada, yada. So don't believe all the lies that they tell you about her coming forward on her own. Day 3 coming forward, sus. After finding out that they know about your work phones with it, your work emails with him, even more sus. Showing up to the interview with your father and deleted text messages on a phone that you're refusing to hand over, super red flags. Super red flags. And I believe that the FBI walked away from that interview not feeling good about her at all. So I don't know how she turned it around from that moment to the rest of the investigation, but something in between this time and the time she sits down with the CBI, I believe that they had worked out some sort of immunity deal. Of course, they don't come out and say that, but that's my opinion. We'll have to elaborate more on that on another night and dig into more lies. I appreciate all your guys's kind words about I got to work on the Chriswatts one. I was trying to do like a Southern twang with it because like he does have like his South Carolina accent sometimes. You can hear it sometimes when he speaks. It's not super thick though. But I also think to myself, like, okay, if I'm doing Chris Watts' voice, I kind of like, I do like Forrest Gump in a way. Anyways, we can make fun of Chris because look what he did. All right. So yeah, join me next Friday. Next Friday, Idaho 4 discussion likely. Saturday, I want to try to do another case. There is some sort of updates in the Celeste Rivas case, but no arrests yet. And then of course Sunday we'll do the watch stream. So please join me then. If there's a chance, yeah, I have to say like after every single word if I'm going to do NK and Chris. Yes, thank you. I know what you meant, Jay. But yeah, there's like some stuff that Jay and I are reading over in the Idaho case that came out. So we've got stuff that I think we want to discuss next week with that. I have stuff with NK's dad I want to discuss. And again, yeah, there's other cases I want to try and do Saturday nights. I also want to maybe try to do mornings, but I just don't see how it's going to be possible because the baby's like still waking in the middle of the night, guys. Like, please pray for me. I just want like a full night's sleep. Like he's going to be 1 next week too. 1 year old. So yeah, there's a lot in those documents. Okay, guys, hit the like button on the way out. Join me next week for another deep dive Sunday night into the Watts case. Join me on Saturday and Friday nights discussing other cases also. Thank you to my moderators and my members and everyone for just discussing this case with me. Good to see Twisted Gemini and everyone who kind of joined in that I very, very seldomly see because I'm only streaming like a couple times a week. So when I see certain people pop in and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen you in a minute. Thank you guys so much for popping in. And yeah, we'll talk very soon. So bye, guys.